I have with me BRS Parliamentary Party leader Mr. Suresh Reddy. Mr. Reddy, DMK has announced a joint action committee and they would be meeting all the stakeholders, all the parties based out of southern part of the country on the issue of delimitation. What's the stance of BRS on this issue, given the fact that at least DMK and many other like-minded parties are saying that this is going to take away the say or going to lessen the say of southern parties?
BRS party has been very clear. My leader KCRG has always been advising us to raise the matter in the House, which we have been doing for the last many years in Parliament. In fact, I have raised this matter for the last 2 years in various speeches in the Rajya Sabha. We are very clear on this because basically BRS stands for Telangana, and any injustice in any form will definitely not be tolerated and will be fought in a very democratic way. Having said this, we are not just limited to only Telangana. Our leader KCRG's concerns not only on Telangana, South India, or for that matter on any matters related to the country also we have voiced it. And to put it in context for you, if you look at even the farmers issue came, we were the first party to really voice very loudly and sharply in Rajya Sabha, which resulted in the eventually withdrawal of the bills. On the delimitation too, we have been very clear because performing states should not be punished, number one. Number two, why discrimination between north and south? And to quote an example of this, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh stand out very specifically on injustice. To give you an example of the delimitation which was promised in the AP Reorganization Act. The AP Reorganization Act came in 2014. They said they will increase the number of assembly seats from 175 to 225 in Andhra Pradesh and 119 to 153 in Telangana. Now when you compare it with the other state, for example Jammu and Kashmir, which from a state became a UT in 2019, but delimitation was done for Kashmir, and when it came to Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, they cited Article 170, which is not permissible, and when it came to Jammu and Kashmir, they said it's a one-time exception. So, such glaring injustices have been happening. Definitely KCRG is fighting not only for the state, but also issues concerning the southern states and also the country. Having said this, on delimitation, our suggestion has always been, when there's so much of voice being raised, concern being raised, it is the duty of Government of India to come out with a statement. Let Government of India convene an all-party meeting. Let Government of India give some paper on its thoughts so that various political parties, not only across South India but across the country, can put forward their opinion and views. I think that would be a more democratic way, a more peaceful way, a more harmonious way of settling the delimitation issue.
How reasonable is the argument of DMK, and now BJD has also supported the issue? How reasonable is the argument that that this should be based on GDP, on the fiscal contribution of one state to the economy, and not on the population per se, because that would be like penalizing a state that had done some work on family planning?
Yes, true. Like I said, as the country has progressed, as the country has evolved, there are various mechanisms of evolving policies. It should be in the context of the larger interest of the country. Now we say population alone should not be a criteria because population is not limited to a state. I may be a voter in UP, but I am living in Telangana. So that way, the country, people are moving across the nation. Having said this, also look at performing states. When you got in your family planning program, I think it was one of the world's biggest program initiatives, Government of India in the 50s. And South India has done a remarkably good job in that. And then second, of course, we are also speaking about devolution of funds, where this factor kicks in, where we said performing states need to get a little more, but that is not happening because your finance commissions are only on population and certain parameters which are probably not in the larger interest of southern states, where we've been advocating all this. But limiting my point to delimitation, we would advise Government of India, before it erupts, please give out a paper, call all party meeting, let them hear the opinion of all political parties, and then come out with a suggestion to the Delimitation Commission on what grounds the delimitation should work.
Apart from this, there's another issue that is creating outrage. That's the language, three language row, NAP. What is the stance of the BRS on this issue, given the fact that Telugu is the third most speaking language in our country? So what's the stance of BRS on this?
Well, of course, Telugu is one of the largest spoken languages, not only in the country but across the world. Having said that, but keeping the national perspective in mind, we have always been saying that everything should be an optional. Let nothing be forced. So that is the stand we have been taken, and Telangana is known for its cultural integration. Even though we are the largest Telugu speaking, but we have an equal number of other language speaking people in our state. So we welcome all languages, but let it be treated as an option. So that primarily would be my opinion on that, and that is also primarily the stance of our party.